Hello YouTube, this is Matt Pullen, and it's time for another live Blitz game. I just was probably busted in this last game that I played, so I'm going to play another one right away, try and get a better game in. You know, I didn't feel very well about. I have to like review that variation I play against the center counter. So So now I'm playing another slightly higher rated opponent, and I have black pieces, and I think, see, he plays knight f3, I'll play. So what do I want to play against this? Well, I'll play knight f6 for starters, and then I'll bring the bishop to f5, so play a sort of a London system with h6 to ensure that my bishop can go back, you know, to h7. And I'll just play the bishop to h7 right away. And maybe I'll put the bishop on c5. Why not? To sort of take advantage of his f2 pawn. Can I play knight g4 here? Does that do anything positive for me? Sure, I'll try it. Knight g4, and then he plays his rook back to f1, and then maybe I take on e4. So this unique move order sort of... Why didn't I see that? He's attacking d4 and gaining a tempo, so I have to go back to... do I go back to b6 here? Or do I go to e7 and guard my e-file from becoming open? I think I should definitely consider the bishop going to e7. So I've screwed this up already, because I forgot that in this move order he could just play the pawn to d4. Queen takes d5, knight e5, and that is quite bad. So already I'm doing quite badly here. So I gotta take it with e. This is not how I wanted to start, but at least the bishop on h7 has, you know, some active squares now. So I can't. All right, my knight is attacked, so I can't play. I can't play bishop takes anyway, so I guess I have to play the knight back to f6. So I could look at the bright side. The bishop on h7, the influence of this bishop is increased. But my king is caught in the center, and that is not good. Alright, so with c3, he's going to play the queen to b3, attacking the b7 pawn. I think I should take this opportunity to castle. And then queen b3, I do not want to play b6, that's quite loosening. And I can't play queen c... I can't play queen c8 because my bishop on e7 is hanging. So he should have played queen b3 because I have no other way of guarding that. Well, now I'll play, you know, c6, sort of supporting my d5 pawn, and, you know, making it easier to guard b7. And as you gotta bring the knight to e3 and then jump into f5. If he does, I'll play queen d7 so that I'm, you know, temporarily preventing that. And then maybe I can play knight a6, knight c7, knight e6 to seal up the e-file. So I think a little, you know, this was not really an accurate opening play by either side, but... Alright, so this is a totally different idea. Can I play knight e4 here? With the idea that threatening bishop takes h4, and if bishop takes e4, bishop takes e4. But if I play knight e4, he'll probably just bring the knight back to f3. But that's not a terrible thing for me to have those two moves in. Knight e4, because my bishop on e7 is now threatening to take on h4. So I anticipate he'll bring the knight from h4 back there, and then I'll play knight d7. Right. So, knight f6 here? Sure. And now maybe knight g4 is a threat to hit f2. Not anymore. So he's not threatening, he may be threatening f3, but I can always bring the knight back to d6. Or do I play the knight back to g5? Maybe I should be playing rook e1 to get a piece on the e-file. Maybe, you know, support the bishop on e7. Is my f7 point vulnerable to attack? Maybe if his queen comes in h5, that would require me moving my knight. Alright, is there anything wrong with queen b6 here? Queen b6. Because how else do I guard the b7 pawn? It's queen b6 or queen c8. I guess that's the alternative. I think queen b6 is the most economical way to guard the b pawn here, and it's pretty standard in Slav type positions. Queen b3 might be met by queen b6, although this is not. I guess it is kind of a Slav-like position in that there's both d pawns on the board. So he might kick the knight at some point with f3, and then where's my knight drop back to? It's tempting to drop back to g5 and then come back to e6. Alright, I have to watch out for his knight ever coming into d7, because that would be annoying. See, I can put my knight on d2, but it doesn't do anything. Maybe I'll just preemptively drop my knight back to g5. Preventing any, early bishop h3. Because he might have been threatening to play bishop h3 and, prevent my knight from retreating to that square. So now I might be able to exchange for his bishop on f4. I like that idea. Takes here. Now I can take on c4, give him an isolated pawn. That would bring one of his knights, improve the position of one of his knights, but I think I have to do that because otherwise d5 is difficult to defend. So anticipating playing knight e takes c4. That would prevent me from playing bishop d6. Where's this bishop go? Just back to f8 maybe? Or can I play knight h5? Knight h5 threatening f4 and also threatening to take h4. Maybe I should worry about knight takes b6 first. Knight takes b6. Can I just push b5 and prevent that from capture from happening? Or do I play rook d8, do a counter? Rook d8 counterattacks his d pawn, and it prevents knight from coming to d7. So, and then maybe I can push b5 next and drive his knight away. So all my pieces seem to be working here. So b5, and then his knight could come to a5 and annoy me, because I don't want to have to use the rook to guard the b7 pawn. But what else do I do? He's threatening to take there. Can I just play knight to d5? Defending that. Knight d5, bishop takes, rook takes, knight takes b6, and then rook b5. Alright. His b2 pawn would be hanging in that case, so rook b5. The idea of rook takes b2. Oh, he just guards it. Yeah, that's brilliant. Rook b3. Does that do anything here? Or can I play pawn f6, driving his knight away? Or just play bishop takes h4? No, do I get forked? Yeah, I get forked if I play bishop takes h4. So I'll move this rook first. Move it into b3. Looks like an active square. So I'm down to less than a minute. And he just hung a rook. Alright, he's not resigned, of course. Actually, that's a good move. So he takes, he just wants to get... Alright, well, I'll give him an exchange. And I'll bring this bishop back to d5, locating his pawn. So then pawn f, or I'll just move his bishop. Well, I have to guard my rook first. See, can I take on... Oh, I have to watch out for knight d7 check. So, prevent that check. Now I'm threatening to take on h4. Alright, I'll just take there. And then I'll maybe play bishop f6 and, remove this annoying knight. 40 seconds left. I am up a piece here, so even though it repairs his pawn structure, being able to eliminate the knight might be worth it. If he plays knight g4, maybe I play bishop g5. Alright, so here, I'll just take there, and then give this check for no particular reason, and then play rook d5. So, trying to tie his rook down to his pawn. Alright, I'll take there, and then blockade. And then I have to worry about his pawn going to f5 to protect it. So now I'm threatening that pawn, and also his e6 pawn. And let's take that pawn. Thank you very much. And then discovered check. And then taking the rook. Oh wait, no, don't take the rook. What if I play this check? That might be better than taking the rook. Alright. Let's push this h-pawn. And I have 36 seconds. I'm pretty sure I can win this. So yeah, that was another live Blitz game. Thanks, YouTube, for watching. That is.